All right, so went ahead and got a call while we were out bashing that that our RC cars came in, but I ran into a dilemma. The back's all full, so you got to make it safe. I seat belted the Losi in, which only left one thing. She has to ride home on the roof. There's no other way to do it. I don't know how else to get everything home, but I think this should be safe. Let me know if you think Chloe will make it home, but you got to protect the grave digger. Might lose a child over it, but you know, I can adopt. All right, welcome back. So today, see, I got the 1/10 scale Losi squad out here. There's a couple of reasons I brought them out today, because people were talking about scale. I've contacted the local Polaris dealer, Burt's Mega Mall. They do have, this is basically scaled off of a Polaris RZR Pro R. Which is a lot bigger than a RZR like 1000. It's a massive difference, and I think that's why the scale is so much bigger. There was somebody on my original unboxing video that left a message that put me onto this, so I started doing some research. Whenever I read comments, he said he was he worked at a Polaris dealer, and the scale of they offer a 2 and a 4-seater in the Pro R, and it's massive. It's about the size, it's just as tall as a Ford F-150. So with all that said, my plans were to go down there and take a look at it, but they have one, it's just in pieces getting assembled. So it's going to be there on Tuesday. I'm going to try to get out there next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. He says he's going to put them side by side so I can do a comparison on the 1000 versus the scale of the Pro R Polaris RZR. But with that said, I wanted to also touch on pricing. As you see, I have the Grave Digger out here, which is the LMT. It is a discontinued model, and that's what I was talking about when it comes to this Losi. People talking about, I'm not going to pick them up until they go on sale. Well, you know what? Losi has a thing of discontinuing RCs before you get a chance to buy them, before they go on sale. They might reduce the amount a little bit, you know, maybe 40 bucks, 50 bucks, 5% off, 10% off, something like that. But the LMTs were $600 when they were dropped. Picking up 2 of the LMTs because of Tony from CCXRC. Same thing. I thought the price was a little too much. Watched Tony's video, and the LMT looked like it was a blast. He was having fun with it. Looked like a well-built RC. Anyhow, some people were saying the $619 list price on the Polaris RZR is too much. Pick up a Tenacity DB Series Pro by Losi. As you see, I tend to change the wheels on their buggies. Any of those sand tires or scale tires that they run, I just didn't like them, and we're out here to rip these new Duratrack tires on the RZR today. But the DB Pro, same thing. I thought it was too much when it was dropped. And then I watched RC Guy Garage's video, and he had a blast, and the quality looked like it was there, and it didn't break. Whenever I have my doubts on an RC that's being dropped, that's a 10 scale version and at a high price, that $600 price range, I tend to hold off on the RC. So I want to say the Tenacity was around $460, a $500 price range, but still, I think on sale they were a little bit less. when they first were dropped, but everything's increased. All three of these things, even though you can't purchase the Grave Digger, there are still some available. The LMT has changed the platform to a mudslinger or something. So with all that said, we're gonna go ahead and rip this little razor. I've got a ton of people that are coming around me right now because they see all the toys. But I'm at the same little bash spot. I want to rip this thing in the same spot and see how much it's changed. So we're gonna do that right now, and we're gonna have some fun. I want to see how much these tires have changed, and I want to show you. You know, some people were saying, well, I'll get the LMT or I'll get the Tenacity DB Pro instead of the $619 little Polaris RZR. But I'm telling you, these RCs, Losi doesn't care. They're not like most other manufacturers where they'll just lower the price, cut it in half, sell some RCs and keep them on the shelf so everybody can get them. They will literally discontinue the model and you won't be able to buy that model anymore. So keep that in the back of your head. If you're having your doubts on the Polaris RZR, you might want to pick them up. Now the LMT is 2 years old now, and the only thing I broke on it, I upgraded, and it's got the links, the upper and lower links from Vidavon. That's the only thing I've done to that. Everything else in it is stock. So, and I think I might have a 4S battery in it. It says 3S capable, but I've always run it on 4S. And then of course they both have battery tray issues, just like this Polaris RZR. LMT Tenacity DB Pro, that has a serious battery tray issue, which they all seem to have something in common. Really good shock tuning, well built, great quality control, and a unique body. So I can't see the Polaris RZR being like the DB Pro in any way, shape, or form. That's a buggy. This is more of a truggy, and that's why I brought out the monster truck, which still doesn't compare to the way that this RC handles. But I do like that they're all kind of like scale driving, and the quality, you can tell it's a Losi built RC. So we're gonna give this thing a rip. Enough of me yip yapping. See if there's any traffic here. Yep. And I still need to up the brake, reverse and brakes on this thing. And I've got AVC down. RC Guy Garage seems to think AVC on a little bit seems to help. I just don't want, while I'm jumping it, the AVC to turn the wheels, because that makes you crash a lot. And that's why, because I plan on jumping it a little bit. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot, just a little bit. It poured rain all day yesterday. You can tell it likes to slide now. So there's actually more grip today than there was the other day I was here, just because it rained for 24 hours. And our dirt pile is well compacted now. People were saying this is top heavy. I don't think it's top heavy. I just think it's soft springs, because every time it crashes, it seems to land on its wheels, which lets me know that the weight is down low. Just an awkward egg shape, kind of like a bug. And I think that's why I like the bug body on the Ultimate Slash 4-wheel drive, because it would roll over and land on its wheels. This little wall jump right here is pretty fun. I like this egg-shaped body. I think the tires will turn it more into the type of terrain I have versus a desert buggy, is what I'm hoping. But no matter what, it's gonna be a fun RC no matter what the price tag is. Sometimes you gotta pay a little more for just a well-built RC. Now, RC Guy Garage said that I said it wasn't worth it. I said That's not what I said. If you listen closely in that video, I feel the quality is here and the price tag for it is probably here. Would I pay $620? No. The value, I can see the value in it, but doesn't mean I'll pay $620 for it. For me, it's not $620 worth of fun. Considering I have the LMT, I have the DB Pro, I have other RCs that I can have fun with. Now, I will have fun with this, and I do like it. But I just wouldn't go out of my way to pick one up. That's all I'm really saying. I think it's got its niche, and I think the styling is great, and anybody who likes the Polaris RZR look, this is probably an RC for you. I just don't own a real RZR, and I'm more of a basher and a bigger scale guy at this point of doing RC. Losi parts are too expensive. Another thing, you break one of these things, you're gonna pay to fix one of these things. Whether you blow out a tire, ruin the body, whatever you do, you're gonna pay to fix this thing. It's not a cheap RC. So it's probably designed and built for those that truly can afford an RC like this. Maybe the true RC enthusiasts that's just got to have everything. Oh. A lot of people driving through this residence right now. It's like become an interstate over here. I don't know what that was. Random construction stuff. Little sideways motion right there. see the durability's here. The speed is here too. Plenty of speed. A little air control now. Moving this big rock out of the way.
Hey, does that thing always land on his wheel?
Not always. What's that?
It seems like it does.
Yeah, it tends to roll over and land on its wheels 80% of the time.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Beats walking. See, they're noticing the same thing, that it just, all the crashes tends to land on its wheels. Which means it is not top heavy. Thank you. Oh, something's broken. Broken shock. I can see it leaning. Oh yeah. Snapped off a shock. Lost a spring. And there you go. Looks like the shock shaft broke. So I see the spring over there. So looks like we're gonna need a new shock. But that's what happens. You take a heavy RC and you land hard or you crash hard, you're gonna break it. But does that mean a shock upgrade? But that's the whole reason we're out here doing what I'm doing, is to see what's gonna give out. So there's the spring, busted front shock. You jump and bash any RC, you're gonna break it. But we could tell that these shocks are really, really thin. And we got big wheels on it now, which is putting more stress on those shocks. So now I'm going to take probably the LMT. We're going to do some bashing over here. I don't remember where the button is. There it is. We're going to give the Grave Digger a beat down. And the Grave Digger wasn't meant to jump either, but I took it out doing the same thing with it. It's a trick truck. So any trick truck, you're gonna put it through this kind of abuse. Some people are saying, well, I'll just get the LMT. Oh, the steering. Why is the steering so bad? I think the steering servo took a dump. Oh yeah, it did. I don't remember the steering servo being bad, but it's 100%. Steering is no good. S614S, which is that metal body steering servo. So now I'm gonna have to replace the steering servo in this thing. And I don't remember it being bad. But I've got no steering on this thing whatsoever. Very little. That's maximum. And it's funny, I checked the steering before I left. Rolls over just like the other one. Well, I'm gonna grab the Tenacity. I should have brought my daughter's LMT, but I guess I'm gonna have to put a steering servo on this to do a review. It is 2 years old. It is factory. I've never changed it, and I love the LMT. I just haven't run this Grave Digger in a long time. My daughter's ran hers, but it's just one of those RCs that are cool to have. So looks like the Grave Digger is going to need a steering servo. So let's grab this DB Pro. I think the access, there is no access for this button. There it is. Now this has got Rustler, Traxxas Rustler 4x4 wheels and tires on it. Let's wait for these people to stop looking. I'm telling you, this has become a super highway next to the park and school. And this is on 3S. We're going to take a look at the battery compartments of all of these things. The buggy platform is well planted RC, so this might be a better choice for you, and it still has the Losi quality. I just wasn't happy with the tires and wheels on it, and I'm not happy with like the power. The power's okay, but battery compartment doesn't allow for much. Plus the batteries I have, 3S, that fit in here are not very good. We're gonna need more speed for that. It's more as a race truck for speed and handling than it is a basher. I like how Losi puts lights in everything. Let me see what's clicking away. Sometimes you get rocks stuck in these axles. Could have a diff stripping out, for all I know. Drives good. Doesn't jump nearly as well as the RZR, because it's a buggy. So if you're basing it just off purchase price, you're doing it wrong. You got to base it off the style of driving that you want to do. hard chassis slap because it's a buggy, where you don't have that with the LMT or the RZR. Can you jump them? You can do the same jump with all three of them. This one doesn't flip as much because it's a buggy. It's really low to the ground. Oh, planted right into that front wheel. That's how you break stuff. And the shock shafts are about as thick on all three models. Really noisy diff or center diff or something, but these RCs are really old, just in good condition. Probably time to grease these diffs. I like that jump because it shoots you up and you can land on the downward on the other side. That's why I continue to do it with the Polaris RZR. It's like a perfect jump to land smooth without those hard slaps like this way gives you. But no matter your preference, you're gonna have fun when you buy a Losi. The quality's there, but parts are a premium and the cost of the RC is a premium. That's just what it is. And the scale is not wrong. It's based off a Pro R scale. So for all those that are saying some YouTuber did some measurements of it and it's based off a 1/6, almost a 1/7 scale, it's 1/10 the scale of the real Polaris RZR Pro R. It's 1/10 that size, and that's why it looks so massive. It's almost monster truck massive. Because you're comparing it to a really big 1:1 Pro RZR R. Which it's gonna look like a factory. That's like a F-150 towing an F-150. Gonna look a little out of place. And I want to say these DB Pros are like 550 bucks now. And I don't think it could do half of what that RZR can do in my area with all these rocks. As you see, I like Losi. I have all their models. The gate, because I've learned my lesson not to buy every new drop, because you end up, for one, sometimes having quality control issues. All the problems with that RC are found right away. And then you're left fixing it and showing the company how to build something. And I did that for 2 years with Arma. A lot of us did. And Arma would revise the RC, and then the people that held out would get a better RC. And then I would get comments saying, Arma's already fixed that problem, on a video that's 1.5 years ago old. Like the diff that they made everybody wait on the EXB 6S Creighton roller. We all found the problem, and we had to wait 6 months to get a warranty diff. The XRT with Traxxas, when I had an issue with the upper bell crank or upper bulkhead, found that the part number was wrong. Traxxas got me the part right away, even though it wasn't listed, and they realized that there was a mistake. They got us our parts right away and made a correction, and then took care of it. I didn't have to wait 6 months. I do give Arma a bit of a hard time, because when I started in this hobby, Arma was the cheap alternative basher. They said, don't just bash, blast. You could take their RC, parts were a lot cheaper, the RC purchase was a lot cheaper, and you can go out and send that RC beat up on it, and it was fun. But you didn't mind, because it was like kind of like Red Cat pricing. It was really close to what Red Cat offered, but just the quality and the build was a lot better with Arma. Now, that's not what's happened. Armas are pretty much right in the ballpark with everybody else, if not priced at that top tier level, but you're getting the same product, is what I said with the Fire Team. We're literally a 2-year-old Mojave platform is what the Fire Team was, and they called it a new drop and just put a body and some tires on it and called it an all new RC and charged $150 more for it. And that's what I felt was wrong about the Fire Team. This one, this drop, low voltage cut. This drop, Losi didn't do anything wrong. I think they priced it accordingly. You know, the LMT was around $600 when it was dropped. This one probably a little cheaper, but it's at a $550 price tag right now. So, and the other one, look, dead. The Polaris is $619. Could be inflation. We are in a recession right now. Everything is costing more, whether it's the boat ride over for fuel, whether it's the electricity that has to keep the lights on to make these RCs. Everything is costing more. Is that reflecting in the price tag? Probably. It's not just the sponsorship that they had to pay a lot to Polaris, because they had to pay a lot to Grave Digger. They had to pay a lot to a lot of these bodies that they built for, you know, manufacturing, because they wanted to build a cool RC. And that's what I say. Losi, you get the quality in the chassis, still affordable to the everyday guy when it comes to these 110 scales. Because buying a 5T right now, I paid $900 for my 5T, brand new. Right now, a 5T is $1,599. Prices through the roof. A lot of prices are through the roof. Not saying I'm trying to make defense for Losi in any way, because for me, I still wouldn't go out and spend $620 on this Polaris RZR. I think the body is cool. I think it's designed for those off-road people. And I think it's cool that Losi is building it. Because I think a lot of those off-road, you know, side-by-side guys are probably going to buy one and horse around with it when the sun goes down. Got lights on it. Everything Losi puts has got lights on it. Like, they add everything. they give you everything out of the box, which I think is cool. No room for upgrades. Traxxas gives you the base and sells you all the upgrades. Arrma, sometimes you get the upgrade, but it doesn't come until the model's out later on the EXB version. So, I mean, your call, but it's everybody's choice on what RC you want to buy. And these RC companies are giving us the choice. Still not making a defense for this Polaris. I know I'm going to have fun with it, just like I had fun with the LMT, just like I had fun with the DB Pro, just like I have fun with every RC because I'm an RC enthusiast. I even have fun with the Fireteam. The Fireteam for me is a great, fun RC, and I'm glad it was built. It just sucks for those guys that paid $750 plus tax, $800, to see it 6 months later or 4 months later go on sale for $399. Imagine how much of a jackass you felt when the price was reduced in half. And all the guys on the internet now saying it's an awesome RC, $400. Now they're trying to say that this thing is only worth $300 because they saw a $400 price tag on a Fireteam. Doesn't work that way. I think Horizon had warehouse full of those Fireteams, and they needed to make room, or they were just going to sit there and rot away in the boxes. These things sit for too long, these tires will start cracking, plastics will go away, and they'll be junk. So got to move the product that's not moving, and that's it. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to get to the hobby shop, get a steering servo for the LMT, because I hate broken RCs. And I'm going to see if I can get a shock shaft for this Polaris now that I broke the shock shaft. All right, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.